Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tara from Earth. Bring. 1 second. Hello? Oh, interesting. Your creative channel is calling. Are you going to pick up? Thank you. That was a little bit of improv that I just did there. I don't know what that was all about. Anyways, if you are new here, I love to talk about a little bit of everything. I love to help empower creators, help creators embody their true potential. I love to talk about energetic architecture, spiritual truths. I love to decode reality. I love to understand our human architecture and how it can coexist with the world around us. But other than that, I'm an unlimited creator who loves to express herself in all the different ways that we can on this amazing planet. So today I'm going to talk about something that is deeply important to me, which is your connection to your creative signal. So each of us have a unique creative signal. That is our own. That is unique. That is like no one else. And part of our purpose for being here is to be able to express our unique creative signal, to share it with others, to help others embody what we have that they don't have. You have something that other people don't, and that is exactly why you are here. You are here to embody, express, and share your unique creative signal in whatever form you choose. Everything you do comes back to your creative signal. It's how you write, it's how you paint, it's how you play music, it's how you decorate your house, it's how you communicate to others. And this is your gift. But the problem is our creative signal has been shut down. It has been suppressed. It has gone dormant. This is partially because of the society we grew up in, the system itself, our conditioning, the belief systems that we have internalized about ourselves and internalized about creativity itself. Everybody that you see is a creator. We are all creators. And that is specifically why we came into this planet to have this human experience, was to create. The unfortunate part is most people just forgot. They forgot that they are creative. They forgot their unique essence. They forgot that spark they had when they were 3 or 5 years old. And over time, of course, it becomes harder and harder to remember your own unique creative signal, but it is always there and it is always communicating to you. It is communicating through the people you are around. It is communicating to you through the content that you take in, what your likes are, what your dislikes are. Your creative signal is always speaking to you. It's always communicating. It's communicating through symbols. It's communicating through knowledge, through wisdom, through art. Your creative signal is always communicating to you. But are you actually listening? Are you actually listening to what it is telling you, what it needs from you? And the problem is most people are so distracted, or they have so many energy leaks going to all these different places that they don't know how to reconnect and reignite their own creative signal, even though it is around them and in them all the time. The problem is that people don't spend enough time to listen and to tune into their own creative signal, because it is a creative signal, which is what I like to call it. That's kind of the word, the language that I gave it. It is a frequency. It's a frequency of your own. It's a frequency that only you have, that nobody else has. But that means you have to get really familiar with it. You need to know the in and outs of it. You need to understand it. You need to understand how to communicate with your own unique creative signal. And the best way to do this is by being alone a lot. And I know for many people, it's hard to be alone. It's hard to sit in the silence with yourself. But this is the only way you will truly know what your creative signal feels like. So being alone is a huge part of the process to reignite your creative signal. And when I say alone, I mean really alone. I don't mean just being hungover on a Sunday. I mean, you need to really discipline yourself to be alone more, to really spend time to understand yourself, to understand the gap between your energy body and your physical body. And what it feels like to you is really just up to you. It is up to the creator. It can feel different. So what inspires one person may not inspire another person. And that's the beauty of humanity. That's the beauty of being on a planet with diversity of frequencies. So when you're maybe scrolling on Instagram and you see a beautiful piece of art and it just ignites you, listen to that. That is part of your creative signal trying to come along, trying to tell you something, trying to tell you, hey, take action on this. So the best way that you can really connect with your creative signal is by being alone a lot. And this is what I do all the time. I am alone a lot. It is really important for me to refine and understand my own creativity because it's evolving all the time and it's always showing me something new. It's always presenting me something new. It's always wanting me to take different action. And the only way that you can fully take action on your creativity is by asking what it needs. What does it want to create? What does it want to express? And you're only going to get the answers to this question by being alone with yourself with your creative signal. So much of what I'm seeing are creators who are stuck in the dreamer phase. So you have to be willing to be alone and sit with yourself. The best creators know how to be alone. They don't seek outside of themselves. They are their own source of creation. They know how to generate their own dopamine, their own creative energy. And it's because they sit alone a lot and they refine it, they understand it. And it comes through practice. Yes, but it just really comes through awareness, having the awareness to understand why you may not be taking action, why you are only a dreamer and not a doer. You have to ask yourself these questions to get to the root why you haven't been able to create at your full potential. So building a relationship with your creative signal is so important. Just start spending 1 day a week. Start really small, 20 minutes a day. Whatever you have to do, spend some time on your creative energy. Spend some time connecting with your creative signal. So what you can do is you sit in your apartment, get into a neutral state, and all you have to do is call on your creative signal. It should reveal itself to you because this is a frequency that is already yours. So, because it already belongs to you, the universe has no choice but to show it to you. And if you are still having trouble with connecting with your creative signal, you're going to have to go deeper. I'm sorry, but that's just what it takes. Usually, if there's resistance in the body or if you are really in your mind, that creative signal is going to basically bounce off of you like a wall. So just make sure you're in a very neutral, grounded state. You don't have to be in a super meditative state to connect with your creative signal. Be in a somewhat just make sure your body feels safe. Be in a safe room for yourself. If you have to listen to some music, things like that, that can definitely help. But I do recommend trying to be silent because when there's silence, that is when your creative signal will reveal itself to you. And it takes time. It does take time, but just practice every day and sit. Sit, call on it. If something big doesn't happen, don't freak out. Maybe document what did happen. Try the next day and try the next day. You have to keep trying. And it's really adapting and getting your body and your system to be open and safe enough to receive your creative signal. So this is a practice. This is a practice and a technique that I did for a very long time. And it's just kind of this dance that you have to do. Treat your creative signal as if it's another person in your life and you are building a connection with it. You are deepening your connection to it. And so if this is a connection that you haven't had for 10, 20, 30 years, it's going to take some time. It's going to take more practice. So just start every day, 10, 20 minutes, calling on your creative signal, asking it to reveal itself, asking it to embody. Ask your creative signal to allow yourself to feel what it feels like. And I promise over time, it's going to reveal itself to you. And when it does, really take note. And this is the hard part, but this is also the fun part. You have to be very observant on what you are feeling in the body, what sensations. So if you're feeling resistance, that like, okay, the creativity is kind of coming online, but I'm feeling some resistance. you're going to have to dive into that. You're going to ask yourself, why? Why am I feeling a little bit of resistance to this creative signal? Am I blocked? Is this something I have to look into? So you're going to have to start asking yourself these questions if there is any resistance. But your best way to begin before you take a paintbrush and put it on a canvas, best way is to treat your creative signal as if it's you, because it is you. And so you have to spend the time and the dedication to that. And that doesn't mean you have to be alone forever, but spending the time alone is the best way that your creative signal will reveal itself to you. So this is a practice that I really recommend. This is what really helped me connect with my creative signal. And of course, over time, as your body becomes safer to receive, you will notice it'll start changing, it'll start evolving, it'll start adjusting. And all of a sudden, your creative signal wants to express these different versions of you, like a version of you that you haven't felt in a long time. And that's like the beauty of our creative signal. Our creative signal is just letting us know what needs to be expressed, what wants to be expressed to turn into form so it can heal, alchemize, transform. So your creative signal is always trying to alchemize something within the physical self. And you will notice over time your relationship with your creative signal is going to change because we go through phases of healing, right? Sometimes we're moving through anger, we're moving through grief, we're moving through shame. And so our creative signal is going to be sending us those signals so it can heal that emotion through the body, through form. Our creative signal is here to help us heal. It's here to help us transform and to move through any sort of fragmentation from our life, from past lives, from time and space. The goal is to always be able to turn this creative signal into form. That is why we're here. That's what we're here to do, to experience. And you can't turn anything to form when you are in resistance to what needs to be expressed. So always ask what needs to be expressed. What needs to be expressed today, creative signal? What wants to be turned into form? What should I build today? It's more important than ever right now to be able to turn our frequency into form, because this is what the world needs. This is why we are here. We are here to share our signal with others, but we can only share, we can only have output when we understand and are able to actually embody our creative signal, when we are no longer afraid of our creative signal, when we are no longer blocked from our creative signal. And the only way that you will be able to heal those wounds or clear those blockages is by reuniting with your own creative signal in silence. That is the best way that you can come back to who you are and come back to what your unique frequency is telling you. Always pay attention to the signs around you. Every single thing you ever see, literally every sign, not just like, it's always a sign from your creative signal saying, I would like you to take action on this. This needs to be expressed. So whenever you see a sign, if there's a certain animal or color or numbers or whatever, always know that even your creative signal is speaking to you through that. Even people, conversations you're having, people you're inspired by, the art you look at, the movies you watch, the TV, the content you take in. Everything is always telling you something about your creative signal. So start paying attention and start recognizing patterns. The only way a creator becomes better is by having awareness and recognizing their own patterns of their creative signal. And once you start developing the awareness, you can turn awareness into action because you're gathering pieces of your own unique signal. You're gathering pieces of your own unique puzzle and the things you came on this planet to share. So as you start gaining awareness, recognizing patterns, and seeing the fuller puzzle of your creative architecture, you will start recognizing what you are here to bring into form. So that's really what our patterns and all these signs outside of us are leading us to. It's leading you towards your purpose, or what I like to call it, your creative signal turning to form. And it doesn't matter what the purpose, the outcome looks like, the money you make. It's nothing outside of you. Purpose is just taking your creative signal and turning it into form. And we all are here to do this. We are all here to contribute to the larger canvas of a new world, old world, doesn't matter. The other great part about your creative signal is that part of your creative signal is something that somebody else doesn't have. Every time that you turn your creative signal into form and then somebody else sees it, they are now going to be able to embody an aspect of themselves that wasn't shown until they saw your work, until they felt your frequency. And that's kind of the beautiful thing about art or whatever it is you're here to build or create, is that other people benefit from your unique frequency. And that is, I think, the greatest, coolest thing about being alive. It's not about making the money, healing the world. It's just about sharing and sharing in this creative ecosystem that does help other people become more whole while simultaneously allowing you to become more whole. So see your creative signal as this spark towards your purpose. The more we get everybody on board to reconnect with their creative signal, the more we are able to build that creator ecosystem and heal slash change the world. And that's me going way off on things that I don't need to go off on, but that's what my mind does sometimes. So I hope this video was somewhat helpful. I know I rambled on like a lot of different things, but reconnecting with the creative signal has been something that has helped me in so many ways, more ways than none. And I know a lot of people struggle with getting there and just getting to create something. And I know people are struggling right now, but the more that you can just find the time to really reconnect with what your own unique frequency is telling you, your path will start to literally reveal itself to you. So this is what works for me. This is how I somehow ended up on the internet making videos. But it's just so important, I think, for us to follow that signal after we've embodied it and to keep staying curious. Stay curious with your creative signal. Keep asking questions. Keep asking what it's needing. Ask what wants to be expressed right now. What wants to be expressed? And allow that energy to drive you forward. So thank you so much for watching. If you got through this entire video, I will be making more videos. I love to just put out my own creative knowledge because it's really important right now. And I'm also on this crazy journey where I'm spending a lot more time alone and I'm just like really refining my own creativity and my own unique signal and message. So if this can help anyone, great. I make a lot of content on my Instagram, my TikTok, whatever. You can go follow me there, but I will be making more videos, giving more tools and tips on creativity, on self-expression, also what to watch out for within spirituality. These are all kind of categories that I will be making my content around. So definitely feel free to come back and check it out. If you liked this video, feel free to like and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Stay grounded and stay sovereign.